Говорят, что если чего-то нельзя найти на маркете в городе Хай-Пойнт, этого не существует в природе. И вот мы приехали в Северную Каролину искать то, чего на свете нет. Мне в поисках поможет практикующий дизайнер Насиба Байматова. Я покажу вам новые коллекции, а Насиба расскажет, можно ли применить американскую идентичность в русских интерьерах. Поехали!
Collection is named because our original craft workshop was number 10 Milling Road in Michigan. So we wanted to take inspiration from our brands 100 years ago. And the collection started with all the fabrics. So you'll see here there's 5 main colorways. So there's blue spruce, which is our signature color, bronze, camel, silver, blush and lime white. And you'll see those colors go everything. This is based on an apartment. So it's laid out with a hall, living space, library, bedrooms, and the whole collection is a mix. So you'll see here a 17th century Comfort&Co sofa mixed with a faceted geometric chandelier. You'll notice here our Chippendale brass chair with leopard velvet with a matching wallpaper. So the library is where they indulge in books, and we have a 40s wing chair with little oval legs in a moss green velvet. This velvet is actually a nanotech, so it's a performance velvet, so if you throw a glass of wine over it, it just bounces off. These are great. These are little cast resin spot tables with the mirrored top. They come in 4 colours. This is our rose gold chair in fawn antelope velvet, so it's super glamorous. So we're really proud of that. And then a very sort of modern monolith table with a subtle chevron veneer pattern. So you can see here it goes that way and then it goes that way and then it goes back again. With an equestrian theme, so for horse lovers, little cast horse head handle. And then these are exactly from a stable, so it's where you used to tie your horse to in the stable. So they're bronze cast in Italy. This is called the petit déjeuner, so this is where people have breakfast. Our owner loves herbs, so we've got lavender and dill and basil and mint. Let's go into the study. So the study shows some other pieces that we use. So we have the presentation side table. So this is called Apothèque, and it has a velvet liner. So these are Italian cameos. Spot print French oval back dining table. And that's shown in, that's a cotton, and this is 100% silk velvet, which that retails at $1,000 a yard, which is our most expensive fabric. But it's milled in America. Our original founder was an immigrant from Holland. The interesting thing about our founder was that he would travel the world constantly and find ideas and antiques and then reproduce them. And to be honest, I feel like I'm taking on that mantra of traveling the world, looking for ideas and reproducing them in a modern way. So we have this sort of foot in tradition, a foot in modernity, but always through very much an elegant lens.
Люди умеют сочетать несочетаемые вещи, и при этом это смотрится так, как будто это вот прям родилось вместе, прям Бэнкси. Приехал, намалевал и уехал.
Пиши мне клиента Бейкера, как он выглядит.
Смотря какая коллекция. Я вот своих клиентов вот в этом вижу. То есть это такой бизнес-сегмент людей, которые следят за модой, они знают, что актуально, что популярно. У них есть определенно сформировавшийся вкус, и мне всегда очень интересно было, как они его формируют. И вот эти вот все рейки деревянные, то есть все эти линии, это использование, то есть очень много фактур, интересная игра форм.
This is our fall 2018 collection, furniture collection. You know, we do 2 collections a year with EJ Victor. This season is really, I call it California gold. You know, it's really mixing the raw and the refined, you know, the natural woods, the heavy wire brushing with the beautiful shearlings and leather. We're launching this with Lee Jofa in the spring. So we're highlighting this, and this is our sort of iconic pattern that launched about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. This is actually in our mineral fabric, which is also part of Lee Jofa. It's been on our line for years and years. We love it. This is also new over here, the Roxbury mirrors. The Roxbury collection is also a line extension. The Roxbury console has been in our collection for 4 years. It's one of our top sellers. These are our Fairfax chairs. This is a great conversation piece. People are always drawn to sit in these, and especially when we style them in the tete-a-tete style. And then this is our iconic little footstool. So this is our living room. As I mentioned before, this is our mineral pattern, and like I said, the fabric's been in our Lee Jofa collection for years. Some of the new pieces in here are the Ardent dining chair over here, but really it can be an occasional chair that can stand on its own. Bijou sofa is also new. This is a line extension. The Bijou chair has been in the collection for 4 years. It's one of Kelly's personal favorites. Coffee table is new for this collection. And again, it's part of the collection that's shown in the other room with the multiple legs. It comes in 3 finishes, and it has this beautiful wire brush texture. So again, it's like really displaying the rawness mixed in with the refined materials, you know, mixing the cast brass, but then throwing in some really rough and wire brushed natural woods.
Could you tell Kelly new American style, or would you characterize it mostly like a global brand?
I would definitely say, I mean, she's American, new American style, but she's definitely influenced by the world. You know, she travels a lot. So, you know, she goes on inspiration trips to Paris and, you know, goes shopping to the flea markets and the museums, and she's really inspired by so much around her. And so it's very global in that essence.
Is that thing cool or what?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So tell me about it.
This is a new sculpture by an Indonesian artist, Tim Boyle. So we go around the world, we create our own designs, but we also find artists that do amazing work.
That was my question. How did you find Indonesian artists?
We went to a trade show in Indonesia, and this was the busiest booth at the show, rightly so. So he did the bull, he did a horse behind me, he did some sculptures in aluminum and some animals. Just a prolific artist, and we got the exclusive in the United States. Hopefully you're seeing products you haven't seen anywhere else. Our look is organic, so everything has to feel like a hand has touched it, handmade, but sophisticated presentation. So a lot of reclaimed materials, large scale. We're known for our tables, our dimensional wall art. Nothing's framed art in here. You know, you look around and you see oil drums on the wall. It's very bold design. I think our products connect with different people in different ways. So our customer is global, but it's anybody sophisticated that likes to have an eclectic mix in their space. We're standing right next to Angela Harris by Phillips Collection, so this upholstery, these sofas, are brand new for us.
How would you say which one of the news is going to be a bestseller?
I would say probably our birch leaves, which are the copper leaves on that wall.
Why?
Because of the price and because of the scale and the color.
This is a good value for the money. How much does it cost?
The large size, 5 feet across, will retail for about $800.
First of all, Christopher Guy is a very iconic design which has started about 25 years ago, and it's talking all about what is luxury in the 21st century. Well, the inspiration is actually coming from a lot of Hollywood, glamour is actually number one that we try to express in our collections here, and the lifestyle of coming back from a little bit of touching into the Art Deco period, a lot of influence also from I would say French design is also very important to us, and also how we can actually interpret that in a very modern way. Right now we are entering into the Christopher Guy Gallery, which is actually a very new feature that we are doing for this fall market. And it's what we want to show here is basically the history of the mirrors that have actually been part of the Christopher Guy collection since almost 25 years ago. Because he says, every home needs a mirror, so might as well make it very, amazing and something that people can talk about. Like, for example, you will see this mirror. This is called the Camilla mirror. This is actually maybe one of the mirrors that has been in the collection since, I would say, the early 2000s or late 90s. Behind you, you will see what we call our Dali mirrors. They're inspired by Salvador Dali. If you remember a painting, he has that watch that looks like it's melting. So these are the mirror frames inspired by it. We have our factory in Semarang in Java, Indonesia, and there you will really see an amazing production of how they create all this. Everything is done by hand, carving, and even the finishing is all done by hand. So there's very little machinery that's actually involved in creating a Christopher Guy piece, and it's amazing because the carvers there, they do it from memory. They don't even have a model, since they've been doing it for such a long time. They really know what it is just by memory. So we are showing here almost like, this is what we're calling like our Chanel room, because we are, giving her like, the sofa and this kind of look, very, very kind of classic, but still, very modern. And, this is also a new sculpture that we have just added for this market as well. It's all hand carved and solid wood. Here, holding a big presence now here in this room is Ramses. This is actually Ramses. So it's very sculptural pieces like that, like this, like this gorilla here. So it shows that they can, that they can work with metal, they can work with wood, they can work with a lot of material. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is called Sophia. Yeah. Actually, this is definitely one of the most iconic Christopher Guy piece of furniture. What you're seeing now here is a new version of it, because the original sofa of this is 16 feet long. Yes. Yes. So now this one we're showing it in its 12-foot version, so it becomes a little bit easier to put them in someone's house.
I'm Carla Regina. This is Regina Andrew Design. We're a lighting and home accents company. But while we're standing here, this is a new introduction for us. It's called the Dior Collection, and it's inspired from a necklace of vintage crystal.
Dior.
Yes, yes. So I recreated a chandelier in crystal with flecks of gold leaf. And it comes in two sizes. We also have the larger size, and then it's accented with a jute and gold roping.
What else?
What else? Well, we have the poppy chandelier in the center, which is glass and brass, very oversized scale and dramatic. We have some domed pendants above us with a hand hammer. They're all solid brass, hand hammering with an enameled exterior. We have the large bubble chandelier, which is a line extension for us. It's been a bestseller for Regina Andrew for many years. So of course, inspiration is number one. Then it could start as simple as a sketch or a doodle. Then my husband's quite technical, and he is a 3D modeler, CAD drawing. So again, it goes into his hands and his in engineering. Traveling overseas, we develop in China, in India, the Philippines. Vietnam, so we're always on the road, going and visiting our vendors. Then we come back, go back again, and then here it is. In 6 months we have our new collections.
Ну, в общем, у этого бренда два дизайнера, это Карла и ее муж, они путешествуют по миру, вдохновляются и перерабатывают это все в объекты. Вот, сейчас новая коллекция, аж 150 экземпляров, вот, и это все они вдвоем, представляешь?
Мне очень понравилось использование натурального камня просто везде. Тут даже украшения продаются. Вот. Это, конечно, для любителей вот этих вот декоративных вещей, это для модниц. Устоять невозможно. Ну, эта люстра, она на самом деле очень странная и в то же время привлекает внимание. В ней какая-то энергия похожа. Я здесь читаю море, на самом деле. Эти сети и в то же время лен, ну, как бы что-то такое вот этническое, натуральное, handmade. И в то же время сама форма, она не поддается описанию.
Visual comfort is about designers designing for designers. Every designer that we showcase has their own style. So Callie Wearstler designs with no apologies. You know, she just designs for herself. Everything she does is special. So, and with Erin, who is clean and aesthetic, everything's beautiful, can transition into any space. And Thomas O'Brien is about the details and about the layers of the metals. And if you really get on top of every single one of his pieces, you see the layers and what makes it unique and what makes it special. So I think Kelly's exciting. I mean, so Kelly has a history of designing for hotels, and everything is unique, and like the unique shapes and the curves that she does. So this particular fixture was in first introduction was sold, the most amount of fixtures were sold by Thomas O'Brien, this Osiris, than any other fixture by Visual Comfort. So this is it's very, you know, it's very special. I think what's really interesting about this
one is very new.
This one's very new. This was just launched. But I think what's really interesting is that, again, he's taken it to another level, and he's focused on every detail. And if you look behind this little filter, it looks like this giant light bulb. It's a light within a light bulb, which it's just interesting and fun to look at.
How it's harmless for the eyes, even
yes,
if you're going there.
For sure. Julie Neal. Julie Neal is based out of New Orleans, and she has created this almost jewelry type of fixture. When the lights are on, all these little pieces of glass look like they're floating. So this one, which is a brand new introduction, I think is purely magical. I mean, if you look at it up close, every single one of these pieces of glass have been hand pressed and been put together. And if you go underneath of it, it looks like a piece of jewelry.
They're really quite unusual for visuals.
So this particular designer, she's a designer and architect, and she brought this to Charles, or to Visual Comfort. Visual Comfort makes custom pieces, and asked him if he could do this. So upon looking at the design, Charles was they were so impressed with the design itself. They realized they've asked her to show more of what she's able to do, and they've decided to add her to the line. I think what's really neat about it is outside of these long crystals is this edge. It's like this banded edge that's really, you know, it's really kind of neat. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it before.
The Arteriors brand has a very distinct look, and so we wanted to take naturals. Naturals is such an important part of how people want to live today. It's that whole organic and being close to the earth, and so we actually have taken, this is a really good example of, this is a palm frond core spine, and they do them all by hand, and it's then hand tinted, hand painted to create this fabulous soft look, this ombre tone. And so one of our best sellers is the Jeffrey's right here. It is a beautiful, beautiful, just very simple piece. And what we've done is we've taken this as a bestseller in this size, and if you can see, we've taken it to a 72-inch size. This is one of my absolute favorites of the new. What's so interesting about this is when you look at it from afar, you think it's rope, and when you get right up close, it's actually shells. It's all made of special shells. As a combination, like this is a darker, aged, very aged brass, and then the combination with an iron is, you know, just very unique. And let me see, and then you see still a lot of the lighter, shinier brass, and then this one again is one of my favorites, that tarnished brass. That's a new piece as well, which I think is stunning and beautiful. Piece here is a perfect example, I think, of a way to update a brass and make it even more classic. It's a, if you look at it, the way that they're joined, it joins almost as though it's a, I want to say, like a branch. It feels like a branch, but it's very refined, and the color of this brass has a little bit more of a matte sheen to it, and then mixing it with that crystal, it's a smoked crystal actually, it gives it a little bit more of an updated, traditional type of look that can fit into a lot of different places.
Готова ли ты использовать такой светильник?
Нет, я считаю, что на самом деле просто сам факт его частого использования в интерьерах, он как-то вот лично для меня, то есть я знаю, что его не буду использовать. У меня даже, я просто столкнулась с тем, что я похожий светильник хотела ставить в проект 1,5 года назад, и мне сказали клиенты, что это уже везде.
Но это же не реплика, то есть вот это вот же немножко есть переработка. Авторская интерпретация, она же тут есть.
Согласна, но, может быть, сама форма уже немножко так вот уже избита.
Смотри, в общем, Arteriors — это бренд, который существует больше 30 лет, и они знамениты тем, что у них просто миллион разных оттенков латуни, они с латунью работают просто лучше всех. Вот. А сейчас они взяли ракурс на то, чтобы работать с эко-материалами, поэтому появилось очень много соломы, ракушек вот, и прочих вещей. У меня к тебе такой вопрос. Как ты считаешь, это глобальная вообще тенденция, или она скорее больше американская, потому что, ну, американцы, они прям очень это любят?
Ты про латунь или про...
Ракушки, про ракушки.
Нет, мне кажется, да, это вот такая тенденция мировая, и она меня на самом деле очень радует, потому что мы все возвращаемся к земле, к природным материалам. На самом деле мне нравится как раз вот ассортимент этого бренда, огромное там количество этнических каких-то мотивов, натуральных материалов, это прям радует глаз.
This is Notre-Monde. So we are part of the Ethnocraft brand. It's a Belgian-based company. So Notre-Monde, we do specialize in trays, and as you can see here, the glass coffee tables and side tables. Our designer is Dawn. There's her picture there. But she is based out of High Point, North Carolina. Designs here, they are inspired by nature and life. So for example, this is one of our new designs for this fall, and it is inspired by the Blue Ridge Parkway here in North Carolina.
Расскажешь мне, почему ты тут остановилась? Что тебя зацепило?
Ну, мне опять же нравится, когда как бы достаточно простой дизайн, но при этом есть возможность его нарядить совершенно в разную одежду. И здесь используются разные материалы совершенно, то есть, допустим, здесь есть и поталь, и стекло тонированное с таким застаренным эффектом, и принты очень красивые. Ну, кстати, такие вот сейчас пудровые оттенки, они в моде. Ну, вообще этника, она как бы, опять же, бесконечно модная.
All the upholstery is manufactured here in the United States, actually about 2 hours here from High Point, North Carolina, in Hickory, North Carolina.
You're like classical American brand.
We are, and we pride ourselves into being made in America. That's very, very important to us. To begin with, we have the new Mykonos foyer table. You're going to see it in our Savoy white lacquer finish. You're going to see it in another wood finish where it captures the beauty of the figured eucalyptus top. So you can really see the wood grain. An inline piece that we've mixed back. We always try to refresh anything in the line. This is an inline piece that we've had, but we freshened it with a new finish and aged gold striping. Another new piece, this is a Samarkand chestnut burl chest, and this is a new finish for us called Champagne. You're going to see the same chest in the next room, and it is done in a finish we call India Ink, which is a beautiful dark blue, like a stain.